Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing my 179th Mezco Toyz 112 Collective action figure review, this time being of 89 Batman. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that classic 89 Batman logo on the front of the box. And if we turn that box around, some really great images of Batman. And what's really cool, if we turn the box to the side, we can see some vintage, almost card-like art of those old school toys. So with the box out of the way, let's go ahead and crack this figure open and let him breathe. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at 89 Batman. Michael Keaton's Batman is finally here after what? I think we first saw this figure shown back when Mezco became a company back in like the freaking late 90s or something, early 2000s, right? I'm joking. But you guys do know we've been waiting a long time. Now that this is finally out, what will the Mezco community complain about next? We shall see. I trust you guys, you'll find something. But Batman is here. I'm joking with you guys. I'm gonna get so many hate comments in my comment section. I just know it. But again, 89 Batman is here. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you straight up, he is by no means perfect, but damn, he is freaking awesome. And I am already loving what I see here. First of all, the head sculpts are fantastic. I'm doing this without the capes because I'll show you those as we go. But the head sculpts all look fantastic here. I love, again, that just classic 89 Batman logo right there on the chest. I love the way the suit looks. Now, some people are wondering why the suit is like so kind of like bumpy and textured. There were multiple versions of the suit, and if you look online, you will find slightly smoother versions. You will find suits that have a little more of that texture on there. So clearly they went with the one that's a little more textured. So it works for me. Again, that nice classic yellow belt looking so great. I love the back of the suit, some bat butt cheeks back there. Love the gauntlets. Always love Batman's 89 gauntlets here. Looks so good. I love how even like inside the hands, the little studs there to help grip are painted too. That looks so good. Down to the knees. Those modified, what were they, Nikes or something like that back in the day? Just modified sneakers, but that looks really cool too. I love how it's more of a polished black here, then more of a flat black along the other areas. Even a little bit of a darker gray in there. Look really cool. I just love how this turns out. So again, he does come with two different types of capes here. So we do got a standard cape, which is just really nice to help it drape. But we also do get one with a bendy wire so you can help pose it around and things like that. Luckily, all these heads are just on magnets. I do like how that worked out. And we could take a cape here. I'm going to take the one that doesn't have the bendy wire because I kind of like a draping cape. So we're going to put it over the loop right there where the magnet would be. And then we're going to take that head, pop it on there, and there you go. And you can move it around and fix it and adjust it however you need to. But I think just with a cape on like that already adds to the bulk and just the awesomeness of this figure. The capes look great. I love that almost faux leather-like material with a more softer fabric inlay. That looks awesome, dude. Again, for me, in my opinion, I have a crap ton of 89 Batman figures. Aside from Hot Toys, I think this is one of the best looking 89 Batmans we've ever seen. And I truly do mean that. That's not me being biased. I really do mean that. And you'll see some comparisons later on with some of my other 89 Batman figures. But man, I am just so happy with this turned out. That good. That almost like semi-matted gloss black for the cowl looks so dope, dude. I just love how this turned out. For me, it's just so cool, man. I love it so much. So now moving on to the accessories, I've already showed you the different capes that we do get. Again, we do get two, so that's really cool. We do get different interchangeable types of hands. We got closed-fisted hands for punching guys like the Joker and Bob the Goon. We do get open stylized posing hands. Different types of gripping hands for holding things like his batarangs and his grapnel gun and things like that. So that works out really, really cool. But we also do get a bunch of other stuff, like, again, a ton of batarangs. We even get a batarang that has a little bendy wire attached to it, so you could do some really cool poses and wrap up some guys' ankles, some thugs' ankles. I think that's really cool. Same thing with the grapple gun. We also do get a grapple hook. We also do get a hook with, again, the bendy wire attached to that if you want to use something for that. That looks really cool, too. But I love things like the little shuriken that we get there, different communication devices, especially the one with the little stick one that he uses to call the Batmobile. I love the fact that he even came with that. That is really rad. And then one of my favorite accessories is definitely going to be that zipline gun. I think this thing is awesome, dude. So how this thing usually works, I'm going to take off the cape. I'm just going to put the hands back on. You could slip this over a wrist and then kind of just have it over that, or maybe take off the fist if you want to, whichever's easier. And I believe this came, I think SH Figuarts came with this accessory too, but then it splits open like that so you can move it around, so you can zip line across when he's, you know, saving Vicky Vale from the art gallery and zip lining out there. And where does he get those wonderful toys? Dude makes him himself in the Batcave with Alfred. So that's where you get those wonderful toys, man. Mystery solved after all these years since 1989, right? Right? I don't know. Either way, bunch of cool stuff here. Moving on to more accessories, we do get 4 interchangeable heads here. So we get more of a standard head, which is just pretty stoic. We have one with his mouth is kind of sort of open. We get a battle damage one with a bloody mouth, lip, and like just blood dripping down. I think that one looks so good. But then we get the one where the eyes look a little funky. I'll show this one off here. Again, just take it off by a magnet. They all have magnets and they just attach like this. As you can see, he looks a little cross-eyed. This one has posable eyes, so if you shift that, it should move the eyes, and you can kind of see how the eyes, do you see that? How freaking creepy is that? But you know what? And you can tell the eyes aren't set completely straight, so I think I'm pretty sure I could just adjust that. But if you're going to get some type of poses where he's like looking off to the side, it looks really good in pictures, man. It really works out really, really good. And they did the same thing with this giant MDS thing where this thing just had those creepy eyes looking everywhere. I love this thing, by the way. So they did it with this miniature, the smaller version, or I guess more 1/12 scale version. So again, it looks a little weird, but for me, I actually really love this battle damage head. That thing looks awesome, man. They killed it with that one. And then the last accessory, of course, is going to be the circular base stand with the Batman logo right there on the center, and then the clear articulated arm. Now, I kind of do wish it actually came with the logo that's on the cowl like that, because those are different types of logos, or the more gold logo that we saw on the box. I think that would have been cool as a base stand. This just seems pretty simple. I don't know if that's a copyright thing. They can only use that logo for certain things. I don't know. I'm just saying I would have preferred that, but it still works out very nicely. And again, I always say Mezco 112 collective stands are my favorite stands at this scale. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the articulation, as I think this is a really big discussion with a lot of people. This is utilizing that seamless body technology that we've seen with the Alien Xenomorph from Mezco, and the body feels really good. It doesn't feel as gummy as the Xenomorph did, but once you get it in hand, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's very rubbery. It's really interesting if you're not used to seamless bodies. But again, I think it works, and it could be a little tricky. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to take the head off, because I don't want it to just keep falling off as I'm posing it around. But of course, there is no cut here at the head, because, you know, movie accurate. He didn't turn his head for whatever damn reason. They didn't want him to turn his head in the movie. But it is what it is. So I'm going to take this off, because I just want to show off the buck here. So starting off with the shoulders, you can go all the way up very, very far. That works out very nicely. All the way down, up and forward like so. Lots of good motion there. We do get almost a double bend at the elbow, so it bends past 90. I think it's a single bend, but it bends past 90, so that's really nice. Rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We do get some ab crunch that goes all the way forward like that. That is crazy good range. I cannot believe how much. That's better than most Mezco figures, man. That's better than some Marvel Legends figures. Bends back, oh my god, so far, but I don't want to mess up the material here, but it's so much freaking range. The hip joints are a little awkward, and you kind of mess with them a bit, but you kick up and forward that far like that, down like so, splits out all the way very nicely. Of course, no real rotation, but you probably could move that joint if you wanted to. We get a knee joint that bends past 90. That's so good. I love that. Rotation at the boot here, but just be careful when you're doing that. You don't want to mess up the material and chew it up or anything like that. Ankles are on ball pegs. Those roll around, up and down. Pivot side to side. That's actually a lot of good range there. And then just point up and down again. Wow, surprisingly really good range. One thing I will note though, and I believe it says it in the instructions, if you're going to have this guy dynamically posed for whatever reason, don't have them posed in that position for too long, as you don't want to mess up the seamless material that could, leave creases and eventually tears. And it has the whole maintenance little sheet that it comes in the box. But I'm not gonna lie, I was very concerned about this guy. I was very nervous to see how it was gonna turn out. I know a lot of us were. Some of us still have our problems with it. Totally understandable. I think you are totally valid. But for me, holy crap, man. I love this figure. I really, really do. I am so excited to have this. This for me is, again, not the perfect 89 Batman, but it holds up, and this is definitely one of my favorite pieces in all of my Mezco collection. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and Mafex Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to a few other 89 Batman figures from my collection, being the NECA, my childhood survivor Batman from Toy Biz, and SH Figuarts. And for even more comparison, here he is standing next to the Mezco Sovereign Knight Batman and Christopher Reeve's Superman. And for even more comparison, here he is standing next to that crazy Mezco MDS Batman. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Mezco 89 Batman. Now overall, I think that this figure took forever to get released, and no matter how well Mezco did with this, there was going to be some issues, and I think a lot of people were going to tear it apart, and they were just waiting to do so. But for me, my honest opinion, I was definitely scared at how this figure was going to turn out, and damn, I am pleasantly surprised. Again, it is not perfect. Being a seamless body, I do have those fears of it tearing or, skin is scratched up, worn out, whatever it may be. And then the frame is a little tricky to pose, but damn, it is more dynamic than honestly some Marvel Legends figures and definitely more Mezco figures. That was really surprising. I love all the accessories, they're so detailed and so well done. I love the fact that we get interchangeable capes, one wired, one not. All the different head sculpts are really, really good. I mean, he photographs beautifully. Those weird, posing eyes are a little wonky, but you know what? I could work with it. It's not a big deal. I think this is a badass piece. Probably not going to be for everyone, but damn, it is for people like me who love 89 Batman. And again, for me, this is probably one of the best 89 Batman figures that you could possibly get out there. He's totally badass and definitely a must get. So be excellent to each other and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.